Welcome back again to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, we will talk about the English Quarter 1, Module 6, Analyzing Figures of Speech, includes simile, metaphor, irony, hyperbole, and euphemism. So this is the Module 6 that include the Analyzing Figures of Speech. Okay, so before we proceed to our discussions about the figures of speech, let's not forget about the opening prayer because that's the most important when we are doing something, okay?
Please bow your heads and let us pray. Dear Jesus, please show me how to spend this day sharing your love in every way. How to be kind to everyone, to play and laugh and have lots of fun. Shining your light and giving your grace, sharing your joy with a smile on my face. Angel of God, my guardian dear, to whom God's love permits me here. Every this day, be at my side, to light and guard, to lead and guide. Amen.
Next, we will have the Philippine national anthem, Lupang Hinirang. So this is the common MOP or ito yung karaniwang ginagawa ng mga elementary school when they are conducting their, for example, the flag ceremony or even the classes, di ba? Minsan, they song the Philippine national anthem. Okay, so before we proceed to our discussions, let's have first a motivation so that you can really understand what is our topic all about. So I will read this one, so all you have to do is listen, or you can also read it, okay? Your sweet smile that captivates is like a flower in bloom that invites. But when a day denies me of saying it, oh, I feel my life an empty space. I repeat, your sweet smile that captivates is like a flower in bloom that invites. But when a day denies me of saying it, oh, I feel my life an empty space by Judith Lola Di Menjola. Okay, so the sweet smiles, we are talking about here a sweet smile. So we have a questions here. Let's try to answer. What word is compared with the sweet smile? What word is compared with the sweet smile? So ano daw yung salita na ikinumpara natin sa sweet smile? Ano kaya yon? Balikan natin. Your sweet smile that captivates is like a flower in bloom that invites. So alam niyo na kung ano? Yes, the answer is Flower in bloom. We compare the sweet smile of a person to a flower in bloom. Another question. What word gives you a clue to know that it is compared to a flower in bloom? Ano kaya yung words na ginamit para makumpara yung sweet smile sa flower in bloom? Ano kaya yung word na yon? Balikan natin ulit Your sweet smile that captivates is like a flower in bloom that invites. Maybe you have a clue now. It's like. Very good. So we use the word like to compare the sweet smile to a flower in bloom. Very good, children. So we have another question. When you say an empty space, what do you mean? So when we are talking or when we say empty space, ano kaya ang ibig sabihin nun? Ano kaya ang ibig sabihin nun, teacher? Kapag sinabing empty space, balikan ulit natin to, Your sweet smile that captivates is like a flower in bloom that invites. But when a day denies me of saying it, oh, I feel my life's an empty space. So kapag daw denies to see the sweet smile of a person, yung nararamdaman daw niya parang nasa empty space siya. Ano kaya ang ibig sabihin nun, class? When you say an empty space, what do you mean? Very good. Lonely or sad. Parang ano lang yan parang inspiration. Kapag nakita mo yung inspiration mo, napapangiti ka. Kumukulay yung life mo. Your life become wonderful. But when you can't see your inspiration, nagiging sad ka, di ba? Yung feeling mo na parang may kulang sa araw mo. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng empty space. Okay, so let's try to read this one. Did you know, class, that making use of like to compare two things and making use of indirect language to determine things or objects are just examples of figures of speech, okay, that will encourage the audience or readers to use their imaginations or even interpret words in their own way. So look at that. So, we use the figures of speech to encourage the audience or readers to imagine more, okay, to think more. So one of the figures of speech that we use in the yung binasa natin kanina is the word like. So later on, we will find out kung saang part ba ng figures of speech ginagamit yung like. Okay? Even the empty space, ginagamit din yan sa figure of speech. So yun nga, our topic for today is about the figure of speech. Figures of speech or the figurative, yung mga figurative meanings. So for these discussions, we will talk about the simile, metaphor, hyperbole, okay? But the other people, they read this hyperbole, okay? But the fact is, the proper pronunciations of this is hyperbole, okay? Next is irony and euphemism. Okay, but before we discuss about the meanings and examples of those figures of speech, let us try to determine first what is the figures of speech, or sa Tagalog, tayutay. Okay? So, figures of speech, class, these are words or phrases that have a different meaning. Aside from its literal definitions. So, yung mga figures of speech daw, ito yung mga phrases na may meron silang iba-ibang meaning dun sa literal definition. So, we have an examples here. For example, her skin is whiter than milk. Again, her skin is whiter than milk. Okay? In literal meaning, ganito siya. The skin is actually whiter than milk. While in figurative meaning, the whiteness of her skin. Etong sentence na to, sabi niya, her skin is whiter than milk. dun sa literal ha, kapag literal natin siyang inintindi, parang sinasabi natin na yung balat niya mas maputi pa sa gatas. But the fact is, wala naman talagang balat na mas maputi or papantay pa sa puti ng isang gatas. Yun yung literal na meaning, okay? Pero sa figurative meaning, the whiteness of her skin. Ang ibig sabihin lang ng her skin is whiter than milk. In figurative meaning, parang sinasabi mo lang na napakaputi ng balat mo. Parang kapag nakakita ka ng isang artista na todo protect sila sa balat nila, 'di ba napakaputi nila, their skins are so soft. Yun yung ibig sabihin ng her skin is whiter than milk. Para sinasabi mo lang na napakaputi naman ng balat niya. Ganun yun sa figurative meaning. Okay, so kailangan alam natin yun. Another example. I told you to clean your room 1,000,000 times. I repeat, I told you to clean your room 1,000,000 times. So in literal meaning, ganito siya. 1,000,000 times said clean your room. 1,000,000 times said clean your room. Yun yung sa literal meaning. But in figurative meaning, I have told you many times to clean your room. Paliwanag natin yung difference nila. In literal meaning, kapag kasi sinabi mong I told you to clean your room 1,000,000 times, parang sinasabi mo lang na sinabi mo yung clean your room 1,000,000 times, parang ganito. Clean your room, 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 hanggang sa maabot mo yung 1,000,000 times. But yung totoo nun, wala namang tao ang makakapagsabi ng 1,000,000 times in just a day or in just that current situation. Okay? Ganun yung literal meaning. Kapag sa literal meaning, kapag sinabi sa'yo na I told you to clean your room 1,000,000 times, parang sinasabi mo in literal na sinabi ko sa'yo ng 1,000,000 beses na linisin mo yung kwarto mo. Yun yung literal meaning. But in figurative meaning class, I have told you many times to clean your room. Ganun lang siya. Parang sinasabi lang niya na sinabihan na kita ng ilang beses. Ilang beses lang siya. Sinabihan kita ng ilang beses na linisin mo yung kwarto mo. Okay? Yun yung figurative meaning. I told you to clean your room 1,000,000 times. Kumbaga parang pinaganda mo lang yung sentence or naging mapalabok lang yung sentence mo. Yun yung figure of speech. Now, let's try to discuss and give some examples kung ano nga ba ang ibig sabihin ng simile. So, yung simile class, part siya ng figures of speech. So, let's try to read the meaning of simile. Simile is a figure of speech which compare two persons or objects using the words like or as. Okay? You have to remember that when we are talking about simile, we are using like or as to compare two persons or two objects. Okay? Yun yung ibig sabihin nun. We are comparing two things using the word like or as. We have an example here for you to fully understand the meaning of simile. Examples is brave as lions, red as rose. So if we are going to use it in a sentence, if we are going to use it in a sentence, ganito siya. For example, our frontliner are brave as lions. Her cheeks are red like a rose. In literal meaning, kapag narinig mo yung our frontliners are brave as lions, we use as sa simile. Parang sinasabi mo na yung mga frontliners natin, parang lion sila. Hindi ganon. In figurative speech naman, parang sinasabi mo lang dito na yung characteristics ng lion, kinumpara mo sa mga frontliners natin. Bakit? Kasi di ba yung mga lion, brave yung mga yan. And yung mga frontliners natin during the pandemic, brave din yung mga yan kasi hinaharap nila yung COVID-19. Parang nakasalalay yung buhay nila kasi sila yung nagiging daan para tumutulungan yung government natin para ma-prevent yung COVID-19 or matulungan yung mga may COVID-19. Kaya ang masasabi natin na matapang yung mga frontliners at kinumpara natin yung mga frontliners sa katangian ng lions. And we use us. Okay? Us. Another example, yung red as rose. Her cheeks are red like a rose. So, dito naman, gumamit tayo ng like. Okay? We use like to compare two things, the cheeks and rose. Pero in literal meaning, kapag narinig mo yun, parang sinasabi mo na yung cheek niya parang yung cheek niya rose siya. Hindi, ha? Ano lang siya, parang sinasabi lang na yung cheeks niya parang rose siya. Okay? Kasi yung rose, diba, red. So, yung cheeks niya, parang sinasabi mo lang na kasing kulay ng rose. Pero hindi naman yung red na red yung rose niya. Okay? So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng simile. We are comparing two things, two person, by using like or us. Okay? Hope you understand kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng simile, class. And okay, we have another examples here. Funny as monkey, busy as bees, hard as rock, life is like a box of chocolates, fluffy like a cotton, the world is like a stage, sleep like a baby. O yung sleep like a baby, hindi yung parang dumededi siya habang natutulog. Hindi yon. Kapag sinabi natin sleep and we use like to compare the sleep to a baby, parang sinasabi natin na yung tao, mahimbing yung tulog niya, parang baby. Ganun yon. Okay? So, now let's proceed to metaphor. Metaphor is a comparison of two different things without like or us. Ganun lang siya, without like or us. It makes a description more interesting or powerful. So in metaphor, we are not using like or us. Similar lang siya or pareho lang siya sa simile, but the difference is we are not using like or us, and yung sentence natin direct siya or more interesting and powerful. We have an examples here. Example, he is a walking encyclopedia. He is a walking encyclopedia. Sorry. So, ano yun? He is a walking encyclopedia. Hindi in literal, hindi natin sinasabi na siya, walking encyclopedia. No. Paano sinasabi lang natin dito na napakatalino niya. Diba? Marami siyang kaalaman. Okay? Kaya natin sinabi na he is a walking encyclopedia. Pero sa simile, kapag gumamit tayo ng like or us, ganito siya. He is like a walking encyclopedia. So, gumamit tayo ng like to compare the person to a things. Okay? We are using like. Okay? Another example in metaphor. Your voice is music to my ears. Your voice is music to my ears. Hindi natin sinasabi dito na yung boses mo, musika siya sa tenga ko. Hindi yon, okay? Sa figurative speech, parang sinasabi lang natin na dahil yung voice mo, yung boses mo napakaganda, dahil yung boses mo napakagaling, parang sinasabi mo na kapag narinig ko yung boses mo, parang musika siya sa aking tenga. Ganun yung meaning niya sa figurative speech. Okay? And then, kapag ginamit naman natin siya sa simile, we use like. Okay? Your voice is like music to my ears. Okay? We use like to compare voice to music. Okay? Yun yung difference ng simile and metaphor. Ulitin ko, ha? In simile, we use like or us. While in metaphor, we are not using like or us in our sentence. Okay? So, sa metaphor, direct yung sentence natin. Okay? Proceed tayo. Hyperbole. But other people, kapag pronounce nila yan, hyperbole daw. Okay? Pero yung proper pronunciation niya is hyperbole. Hyperbole. Okay? Okay? So, yung hyperbole naman, class, is a exaggerated statement which is not meant to be taken literal. Okay, sorry for the spelling of literal, sumobra yung L. Okay? So, sa hyperbole, exaggerated naman yung statement natin. Kumbaga sa Tagalog, ganon yung statement mo, sobra-sobra. Okay? Meron tayong examples dito for you to really understand what is hyperbole. Okay? For example, she cried a river when her dog died. She cried a river when her dog died. Okay? In literal, parang sinabi mo na umiyak siya ng parang river. Ganon. Hindi. Kasi wala namang tao na makakaiyak ng kapareho ng river. Okay? Walang ganong tao na makakaiyak ng sobrang dami. Walang ganon. Pero dahil exaggerated and we use hyperbole in our sentence, naging OA siya. Parang sa figurative speech, parang sinasabi mo lang na dahil yung tao, mahal na mahal niya yung dog niya, he really care and love her dog, and anong namatay yung dog, umiyak lang siya ng umiyak. Sobra yung sorrow and sobra yung pag-cry niya, okay? Yun, naging exaggerated lang yung sentence mo. Another example, I'm so hungry, I could eat a horse. I'm so hungry, I could eat a horse. Naging exaggerated siya? Yes, naging exaggerated yung sentence natin kasi sinabi niya na gutom daw siya at makakakain daw siya ng horse. But in fact, wala namang ganon. Walang tao na makakakain ng isang horse nang siya lang. Ang ibig sabihin lang nun is dahil gutom na gutom siya, makakakain siya ng marami. Makakakain ako ng marami dahil gutom na gutom ako. Okay? So, naging exaggerated yung sentence natin. Another example, the man is older than hills. Yung man daw, mas matanda pa siya sa mga hills. May ganun ba? Wala. Kasi yung mga hills natin, sobrang tanda na mga yan. Okay? Hindi ka pa pinapanganak, nandyan na yan. So, walang tao na mas matanda pa sa mga hills natin. Parang sinasabi lang naman dito sa figurative speech, dahil naging exaggerated siya, no? Parang sinasabi lang natin na napakatanda na nung tao. Ganun lang yon. So, kapag nakakita ka ng 112 years old, pwede mong sabihin using figurative speech na this or that man is older than the hills. Okay? So, gumanda yung sentence mo, di ba? Naging exaggerated. Sa hyperbole, magiging exaggerated yung sentence mo. Another example. These shoes take 1,000,000 years to put on. These shoes take 1,000,000 years to put on. Anong ibig sabihin nun? In literal, parang sinasabi mo na hindi parang sa paglalagay mo dun sa shoes, aabutin ka ng 1,000,000 years. Walang ganon. Di parang butot balat ka na kasi 1,000,000 years. Wala namang tao na umaabot ng ganong edad, di ba? Sa figurative meaning nun, parang sinasabi mo lang na umabot ka ng ilang oras, umabot ka ng ilang minuto para suotin yung sapatos. Ganun yun. Naging exaggerated yung sentence mo using hyperbole. Okay? And we have another example. Her smile is 1 kilometer wide. Her smile is 1 kilometer wide. So, kung pakikinggan mo siya, mapapatawa ka kasi parang sinasabi mo na yung smile niya, umabot siya ng 1 kilometer. Parang gumanon, di ba? 1 kilometer. No. So, naging exaggerated yung sentence mo. But yung talagang meaning nun is, yung smile niya, sobra. Yung parang tuwang-tuwa siya. Ganun yun. Kapag parang, for example, tumama ka ng loto, okay? Or na-perfect mo yung exam. So, minsan makikita mo yung isang tao kapag nag-smile siya, sobra. Talagang tuwang-tuwa siya. So, to make your sentence more more colorful or more interesting, you can use the figure of speech hyperbole. Her smile is 1 kilometer wide. Okay, so gumanda yung sentence mo. Another example, I'm exhausted. I could sleep for a years. I'm exhausted. I could sleep for a years. So in literal, guys, dahil exaggerated yung sentence mo kapag pinakinggan mo siya at literal mo siyang inintindi, parang sinasabi mo na natulog ka ng isang taon or ilang taon. Walang ganon. Walang tao na nakakatulog ng isang taon. Kapag nakatulog ka ng maraming months or years, baka patay ka na or baka na, tawag doon, yung comatose ka. Ha? So, exaggerated yung sentence mo. Pero yung in figurative meaning class, ang gusto lang sabihin nito is, dahil pagod na pagod ka, siguro, siguro marami kang ginawa, marami kang mga ginawang exams, marami kang ginawang mga homeworks, marami kang ginawang works, di ba? Dahil sa sobrang pagod mo, makakatulog ka ng mahimbing. Yun, matagal. Makakatulog ka ng matagal. So, kahit na may mag-ingay dyan dahil sobrang pagod mo, hindi ka magigising. So, yun, sa hyperbole, naging exaggerated or OA yung statement mo kasi sinabi mo, I'm exhausted. I could sleep for a years. Okay? Ganun yun. Naging exaggerated yung sentence. Another example, I have a mountain of homework. I have a mountain of homework. Kapag pinakinggan mo siya ng literal, kapag may nagsabi sa'yo ng gano'n na, hey, I have a mountain of homeworks, parang sinasabi niya na may mga homework siya na kasing lumabot na sa mountain. Walang gano'n. Okay? Wala kasing homework, okay, naaabot hanggang mountain and yan dami mong trabaho. Walang ganon. So, naging exaggerated or OA yung sentence mo. But in figurative meaning, parang sinasabi mo lang doon, class, na napakadami mong homeworks. Like, nasa 10 homeworks yung mga gagawin mo. Okay? So, naging exaggerated. Another example, I tried 1,000 times. I tried 1,000 times. So, exaggerated, no? Kasi gumamit tayo ng hyperbole. In literal, parang sinasabi mo na, sinubukan ko na siya ng 1,000 beses. Mag-isip tayo ng isang scenario. Sa isang araw, naglaro ka, pero palagi kang natatalo. So, sa isang araw na yon, susubukan mo siya ng 1,000 beses. Pwede yun, pero depende sa tao, okay? Kung addict na addict siya sa isang games. Pero, naging exaggerated yung sentence mo. 1,000 beses sa isang araw? Kaya mo ba yun? Parang napaka-addict mo na ata sa isang online or offline games. Pero in figurative meaning, what we are trying to say here is, you tried it many times. Many times lang, okay? Hindi 1,000 times. Okay? So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng hyperbole. Naging exaggerated lang yung mga sentence natin. Okay? Okay, wait, sorry. Exaggerated lang, ha? Kailangan, alam nyo rin yung talagang meaning ng figurative speech. Kasi, kapag hindi mo alam yung meaning ng figurative speech, kapag sinabi sa'yo ng isang tao yon, mako-curious ka or mako-confuse ka. Okay? Lalo na kapag ginamit nila yung hyperbole. Baka sabihin mo, parang tanga naman to, ganun, diba? Kasi napaka-OA ng statement niya. Okay? Yun yung hyperbole class. Next, we have irony. So, what is irony in figures of speech? Class, irony is the opposite of what is expected to happen and what actually happens. Is an expression of something that is different from what is truly meant. It meant to show sarcasm or joke. Okay? Sa irony class, kung ano yung ine-expect mo, iba yung nangyari. Okay? Minsan naman, kapag ginamit mo yung irony, parang nang-aasar ka or nagbibiro ka. Okay? Kapag pinakinggan siya ng ibang tao, parang inaasar ka niya or nagbibiro lang siya. Okay? We have an examples here. This one. You see a student teaching his teacher how to use a projector. Again, you see a student or a learner teaching his teacher how to see or how to use a projector. Okay? Sa irony, kabaliktaran yung nangyari. Kasi 'di ba, in reality, teacher yung nagtuturo sa mga bata, sa mga mag-aaral. Pero sa irony, estudyante yung nagturo sa teacher. Paano yon? Kasi sabi sa statement, yung student daw, or isang estudyante, tinuruan niya yung guru niya kung paano gumamit ng projector. Diba? So, kung pinakinggan mo siya, sa ibang tao, baka sarcasm siyang pakinggan. Or sa ibang tao naman, pwedeng jokes lang yun. Diba? Kabaliktaran yung nangyari. Another example, a carpenter does not have his own house. A carpenter does not have his own house. So, yung carpenter, di ba, sila yung gumagawa ng bahay. So, expect mo may sariling bahay yan. Pero in irony, in our sentence, walang bahay yung carpenter. Di ba? Kabaliktaran yung nangyari. Kasi we expected na yung carpenter may magandang bahay siya or may marami siyang bahay kasi gumagawa siya ng bahay. Pero in irony, kabaliktaran yung nangyari kasi yung carpenter wala siyang bahay. Okay? You see the difference? You see the meaning of irony? Another example, your friend Harvey lives by the seashore but he is allergic to seafood. Again, your friend Harvey lives by the seashore but he is allergic to seafood. So yung sinasabi natin dito, in irony, may isa kang kaibigan na nagngangalang Harvey at nakatira siya malapit sa Pangpang, sa seashore, pero hindi siya kumakain or allergic siya sa mga lamang dagat. Eh, di ba mostly, kapag yung isang tao, nakatira siya malapit sa Pangpang, sa dagat, yung most kinakain nila is mga lamang dagat, di ba? Pero in irony, naging baliktad. Yung kaibigan mo na si Harvey, allergic siya sa lamang dagat, so hindi siya kumakain ng mga lamang dagat. Okay? So, yun yung ibig sabihin, class, ng irony. Ito yung opposite kung ano yung expect na mangyari sa talagang nangyayari. Okay? Next, so we have now the euphemism. So, what do we mean by euphemism, class? Ito yung dito naman is a polite expression or word that replaces words that seems hurtful, harsh, or offending. So, in figurative speech, kapag ginamit natin euphemism, minsan yung mga salita na nakaka-hurt, pwede natin siyang gawing in polite expression using euphemism. So, we have examples here. Garbage man. Okay? So, yung garbage man, minsan sa ibang tao nakaka-hurt pakinggan, minsan sa ibang tao harsh or offending pakinggan kapag tinawag mo yung isang tao, hey, garbage man, come here. Diba, minsan parang offending pakinggan. But in using euphemism, we can say sanitation engineer. Diba, na parang we use it in a polite expression. So, hindi natin ma-offend yung isang tao, okay, pag pinakinggan. Another example, old people. But we can say senior citizen, 'di ba? Naging polite yung yung word natin, or yung sentence natin. Another example, pregnant. But we can use euphemism in polite expression, in the family way, di ba? In the family way, paano yung teacher? In the family way, daan ng pamilya? No, it's not. Parang ano yun? Process, ganon. Process para magkaroon ka ng mga anak or ng pamilya. Okay? Pregnant, okay? Magbubuntis yung isang babae. Another example, die. Die, di ba, is mamatay. So, if we can use euphemism, magiging polite expression siya. We can say, pass away, di ba? Another, the dead. Okay, so the dead. Pero kung gusto mo maging polite expression yon, to avoid harsh or offending other people, we can say the deceased. The deceased or the late. Okay? So, yun yung mga examples of figures of speech. Ulitin natin, ha? We have the simile, the metaphor, the hyperbole, the irony, and euphemism. Yun yung mga examples of figures of speech. Okay? So, class, I hope you understand the difference between the irony, the euphemism, the hyperbole, metaphor, and simile. Okay? So, let's try this, kids. Try natin to. Baka, para malaman natin kung talagang naiintindihan nyo na yung discussion natin. Let's read the direction. Write S on the blank if the sentence is simile. Write M if it is a metaphor, H if it is hyperbole, I if it is an irony, and E if it is a euphemism. First question. I've read this book 100 times. I've read this book 100 times. Ano kaya yung sagot? Please, if you know the answer, you can comment down below kung alam mo yung answer, okay? Very good. The answer is hyperbole. Kasi yung sentence natin, exaggerated siya. Sabi niya, binasa niya daw yung libro ng milyong beses. I mean, 100 beses. Diba napaka-exaggerated ng sentence niya? So, ano siya? Hyperbole. The answer is H. Second one. My hands were as rough as a sandpaper after gardening without gloves. My hands were as rough as a sandpaper after gardening without gloves. So, what is the answer? Comment down below. Very good. The answer is S, simile, because we use us. We are comparing two objects to another object. Okay, we use us. Number 3. Every Tuesday, the sanitation engineer empties the garbage bins. Every Tuesday, the sanitation engineer empties the garbage bins. What is the answer? Very good. The answer is euphemism. Letter E. Why? Because we use a word that is in polite expression, the sanitation engineer. But if we are not going to use it in polite expression, pwede nating sabihin na garbage man. Okay? Every Tuesday, the garbage man empties the garbage bins. But because we want to hear it in a polite expression, we use euphemism, and we use instead of using garbage man to hurt or to harsh or to not be offending to other people, we can say the sanitation engineer. The fourth one, a traffic cop gets his license suspended because of unpaid parking tickets. Again, I repeat. A traffic cop gets his license suspended because of unpaid parking tickets. What is the answer? Just comment down below. The answer is irony. Letter I. Very good. Why irony? Because we are expecting, nag-expect tayo na ganito yung mangyayari sa totoong nangyayari. Expect natin na dahil kunwari doctor siya, yung doctor is maggagamot siya. Pero dahil irony yung ginamit natin, yung doctor, ang ginagawa niya is pwedeng nagluluto siya, ganon, di ba, sa isang restaurant. So, kabaliktaran yung nangyari. Like in traffic cop, kapag traffic cop kasi, we expect na responsible yan. And alam niya yung responsibilities niya. Pero dahil irony yung sentence natin, yung traffic cop, na-suspend siya at nawala yung license niya kasi nga, hindi siya nakapagbayad ng traffic unpaid parking tickets. Okay? For the last question, my mother is my alarm clock. My mother is my alarm clock. What is the answer? Very good. The answer is metaphor. Letter M. Why metaphor? Because we are comparing two person to another person, or one person to another person, or one object to another object, or one person to another object. Dito kasi, we compare mother to a alarm clock, and we are not using like or us like in simile, okay? Direct yung natin. My mother is my alarm clock. Direct siya sa metaphor. Congratulations, class! You answers our activity very well. Okay? So, I hope you understand it clearly. Okay? So, for your... before we proceed to our assessment, para ma-check natin kung talagang naiintindihan niyo siya, magkakaroon kayo ng independent assessment. So, before we proceed that, I just want to tell you that figurative speech gives colors and beauty to our speech and to the words we make. Okay? So, yung figurative speech, parang idiomatic expressions lang yan. Gumaganda yung mga pananalita natin, gumaganda yung mga sinusulat natin, kasi nga, gumagamit tayo ng mga different figures of speech or yung mga idiomatic expressions, di ba? Pero class, kailangan nyo ring tandaan na kailangan maging maingat tayo sa mga sinasabi natin, okay? Lalo na kapag may sinabihan kang isang tao at kapag pinakinggan niya yon in literal, magkakaroon ng offending, pwedeng ma-offend or ma-hurt yung isang tao, okay? So, kailangan pa rin na mag-ingat at manigurado sa lahat ng mga sasabihin natin using figure speech. Okay? Now, for your assignment class, I will read the direction. Write down the meaning of each sentence below based on how it is being used in the sentence. Do it in your answer sheet. I will try to answer the first one. She eats like a pig. She eats like a pig. So, ipapaliwanag ko lang kung ano yung ibig sabihin nun. So, ang ibig sabihin lang nun is a person, a man or a woman, because he or she is hungry very well, she can eat a lot. Okay? Parang ganun yun. Parang sinasabi mo na dahil gutom na gutom yung tao, nakakakain siya ng marami. Okay? So, ganun lang yung gagawin nyo. I-explain nyo yung ibig sabihin ng sentence na to in figurative meaning. Okay, class? Okay, so thank you, class, for listening, for watching this video. Hope you understand and learn a lot. So if you learn about this video, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment your ideas, your suggestions. Okay, so please take care and always watch my videos for you to acquire a lot of information. Alright, so thank you guys. Keep safe.